Losing track under the water, searching for something that I've been missing. Looking back when we were younger, heartbeats were rushing but always pumping. I drive away, leave it behind us without a trace. Live for the day, dance in the moonlight. No one could say we didn't do it right. So far away, baby, I forgot to breathe. This town's got a hold on me. My mind is a casualty. Find me open spaces, static in my blood. Can you feel the flood? Yeah, I've seen enough. Find me open spaces. Open spaces. Find me open spaces. Open spaces. Find me open Feel the weight under the weather, counting the thunder, keeping me under. And if we break out from the tethers, fade into each other, into each other. I drive away, leave it behind us without a trace. Live for the day, dance in the moonlight. No one could say we didn't do it right. So far away, baby, I forgot to breathe. This town's got a hold on me. My mind is a casualty. Find me open spaces, static in my blood. Can you feel the flood? Yeah, I've seen enough. Find me open spaces. Open spaces. Find me open spaces. Open spaces. Find me open spaces.
Well, I woke up on the lobby floor. Yeah, last night was some kind of war. I'm coming down like a waterfall. I check my phone, but you never call. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pulled me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down. Well, I woke up and saw everything but you next to me. I know that I've been the enemy, but I've had my moment of clarity. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pulled me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally
Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of Boise State Esports. I'm your host, Jacob Jen Mountain Palmer, and tonight we've got some exciting matches lined up for you. It's Boise State versus Full Sail University in the NACE Rocket League playoffs. A lot of great matches have led up to this moment, and we have an excited audience here tonight ready to cheer on our Broncos. Joining me to help call the action, I've got Lisa Jolly Malhas and Michael Fish Fisher, excuse me. Such an exciting night tonight. Easy to forget some things. But one thing we shouldn't forget is how great the Broncos have been. Both the squads we're going to see tonight, Cosmo Buster, Ace Pocket, Tacky Doo, Waiton, all the people from all the different squads. And they've got some tough challenges ahead with Full Sail University. Our Broncos are currently 10-2, but we're going up against a team that's 8-4.
Close, but I don't want to say numbers speak for themselves there. Full Sail is definitely one that a school we've been looking forward to competing against here, one that we haven't had as much experience with really in any game. But this Boise State team, we're looking at number 1 seed, if I'm not mistaken here, coming into this tournament for this first match here. So Boise State isn't feeling too horrible about this one.
Yeah, but you have to remember the situation we're in. We're in the NACE finals. It's win or go home. It's all or nothing. And Full Sail is a very highly scouted university. So, Fish, what does Full Sail need to do during this match to unseat the Broncos?
Well, just like you mentioned, Jim Mountain, this is win or go home. So put the pressure on the Broncos here as we see Doc's key to the games, Jim Mountain.
Yes, Doc's key to the game's clean rotations, punish double commits, bump and demo in the goal, play high, starve, boost. The Doc's key to the games are brought to you by Boise State University, of all people. Boise State, you can choose more than 200 areas of study where you have a chance to complete minors, certificates, internships, hands-on research, work opportunities, and more to make your educational experience unique. Visit boisestate.edu for more info. That has been Doc's key to the games. And when we see rotations, we're mainly talking about each team member. We're not talking about double commits on the ball. Each team member needs to communicate where they are on the field and not let the other teams try to crowd around the ball, so that if someone needs to take the ball in case of a counterattack, they'll be available.
And as we jump into the game here, not just where they are, where they're going, where they're planning to be, where they just were, the communication in this game certainly supersedes all other games. when it comes to teamwork as well here. So Boise State already getting a shot on goal there as Ace Pocket makes an offensive move. Z-Fly, though, with some fancy wheels there, trying to get around Boise State. It was a shot on goal there. We can see a risky play. Cosmo Buster picking up the pass, though, and LC Coro is going to be able to shove that one out. Lucky for Boise State, Full Sail made a miss.
Yeah, Boise State, though, still has to starve off this offensive pressure. Cosmo Booster goes up, runs out of boost, though. This is going to be a follow-up shot from Brando. Very slow, but LC Coro can't get there. And the Armada take the early lead.
Yeah, that was a very scary situation for Boise State. Full Sail was relentless against them. Brando getting a great redirect, and LC Curl just not there to save it. So Full Sail is going to go 0-1. But there is plenty of time for the Broncos to return. We're going to head to the 50-50 here. Going toward the right side of the field, no major advantage. But Boise State, a little bit of a shot on goal, but Jenga from Full Sail is there, is going to be able to save it. They are going to try to clear this out toward the center, but Cosmo Buster is going to push it toward the corner. So is Boise State going to be able to set this up for an offensive play? Z-Fly is going to try to make sure that doesn't happen, but we are still in the center. A high shot on goal, a little bit to the upper and to the left, so not quite what they were looking for. LC Curl, will he be able to set this up? Both teammates are in the wings, ready to follow this up. Ace Pocket in front of the goal, redirected by Jenga, followed by LC Coro over near the corner above the goal, and Boise State hasn't really been able to make any offensive moves so far, and Full Sail has been good on their defense, Jolly.
They haven't necessarily been able to make those moves, but they have kept it on the offensive side for the majority of this round, in particular after that first goal was scored there by Full Sail U. Certainly focusing from Full Sail, the Armada, on these big corner boosts or those 100% boosts. Boise State kind of having to realign their focus back towards that. A demolition going there on to LC Coro, and not an official shot, but Cosmo Buster lining up something pretty sweet there. Ace Pocket is going to try to ride this one up as high as Cosmo Buster lines himself up here. Ace Pocket with another great setup. LC Coro trying to ward off the rest of the team. A shot on goal is going to be a little to the left there, but Boise State keeps this one on Full Sail side.
They are keeping it on Full Sail side. A miss there could be an opening for Boise State. Ace Pocket tried to follow up on that, but he missed. Now Z-Fly is going to work to the corner to try to clear this out. Ace Pocket gets a demolition on Brando, so that's a few seconds that Brando is going to be down. You can see him respawning on there. Cosmo Buster is going to be there with the goal!
That's what did it too. You were speaking of it, Jem, as it happened. The respawn on Brando, the ball, he saw it, couldn't do anything about it. Cosmo Buster recognized that one, and that's going to tie it up with half the match still left on this first round.
That is definitely the kind of momentum Boise State wants to try to see here. As we go to the 50-50, a little bit toward the side of Boise State, as LC Curl is going to try to push this to back towards Full Sail University. And as we are tied here with a little less than the half the match left, a little bit scary there as it went toward Boise State's goal. What are you seeing here, Fish, that you are liking so far from Boise State?
I mean, they're taking advantage of their opportunities, taking advantage of the demo that we saw there from Cosmo Buster as one comes out on Brando. And they're keeping the offensive pressure up, and they're not double committing. Communication so key in this, Jolly.
That was a great move there by Full Sail. A demolition from Brando is going to knock LC Coro out, and it actually looked like Ace Pocket nudged Brando into the way of that ball, using him at... Oh, my goodness! A missed save there by Full Sail means Boise State's going to have the advantage.
A look back at the ICCU replay camera, we can see that was lobbed right over there. Jenga tried to save it, but wasn't able to. That was one I didn't actually think was going to go.
That was
dirty.
Both Fish and I just made the same exact face there, and it was, I mean, utter disbelief.
I know.
Boise State playing beautifully, and this is normally a team that takes a round or two to kind of find their footing or their wheeling, if you will. In this game, they want to try to assess their opponent here. And another shot on goal, the assist from Ace Pocket. That's all it took, I guess, just 1 minute in the game to find that footing I was talking about. Cosmo Buster needing no assistance there from anybody else after Ace Pocket lined it up. That's teamwork, fellas.
It definitely is teamwork. Boise State delivering in spades so far. 1:40 left on the clock. The 50-50 is going to go slightly toward Boise State. Cosmo Buster with the cheat is going to lob it up and over. Our Z-Fly is going to be able to save that. He was trying the same thing that got Full Sail on those past two goals, but they were ready. Up and high toward the right side of Full Sail University's goal. Cosmo Buster is going to go try to redirect that. It goes toward the corner. Will he be able to play this in front of the goal? Ace Pocket is right here ready to come. Actually, it's going to be LC Curl that pushes this back toward the goal. It's not going to go go in? No, it was a little far. Cosmo Buster is going to try to redirect this. This is maybe a play for Boise State, but Z-Fly is going to try to clear it out. Boise State has been so relentless here. A clutch save by Brando is going to keep this lead from becoming a 4-1. Cosmo Buster in front of the goal. Ace Pocket looking to follow up. A little bit of a bad redirect there is going to send that back to the middle. Fish, Boise State is looking good here, but with about 30 seconds, we talk about 30 seconds is about the time that you need to comfortably score a goal. Sale can still come back, as we just saw there.
That was actually a great bump. I believe that was Brando there. You can see in the back corner is going to knock the Broncos goalie right off. Nobody's in the goal. Great team play there by the Armada.
And we're seeing their play as well clean up. It's not just Boise State that's getting better as time goes on in this first round. Full Sail University is also assessing the Broncos here and figuring out what works well. Jacob there with a very scary move, almost scored on himself there, but Z-Fly with the tricky footing gets it around two members of Boise State. And I think it's their defense really that has been more impressive as time goes on there. LC Coro with the shot, Jenga as the savior.
We are a little less than 30 seconds. It's going to go in! Ace Pocket, are you kidding me? We have seen so many goals right now that you think wouldn't go in. They're high, they're lobbed, they're not going very fast, but for some reason the defense on Full Sail isn't able to get to it.
That was a good enough goal to make Jem lose it, or crack his voice.
I know. That's how you know the game's going well.
That's how you know it was an exciting one. And that means that Full Sail needs 2 more goals in the next 21 seconds to tie this up. We have seen 2 goals in the last 10 seconds, though, so it is more than possible here.
It is definitely more than possible. We're a little bit over 10 seconds. Z-Fly is going to try to clear this out toward Boise State. Ace Pocket, though, redirects it to LC Curl. Can they make one last-second goal here? They're certainly going to try. Dribbles it around. Z-Fly is going to be there to answer. All the ball needs to do is touch the ground for overtime to be avoided. And the Boise State Broncos almost score another goal there, but the Boise State Broncos are going to start out this series right. 1 win out of 5, and they need 2 more to take home this best of 5.
Yeah, that was an incredible game, and Full Sail, their defense in really a 3-on-3, the standard Rocket League, was fantastic. I don't think they allowed any goals, but the individual play of Boise State, some of those goals were jaw-dropping. That's incredible. So the Armada know 3-on-3, rotation-wise, we can hold it. They've just got to stop the Stars from Boise State from taking over the game.
And I mentioned as well at the beginning of the round how the Armada kind of had control of that boost. Boise State took a moment to find it for themselves and to prevent Armada from grabbing it because they were recognizing, hey, that might cause a problem for us here in the future. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't find a way to regain control of that boost once more. And they did make some amazing plays. As the game went on, their defense was getting cleaner and cleaner. It was actually incredibly impressive considering the first 2 goals that went in kind of open. There was that incredible shot. I think it was Ace Pocket who did the bounce over directly into the goal. That kind of stuff, I mean, I can't expect anybody to prevent that from going in because it would have been a great save had it not been for that incredible bump. But Boise State is known for that, the individual play coming together with that teamwork style. And I think that Full Sail can push this out to 5 games, or they can definitely win a couple of these rounds themselves for sure if they stick to what's working for them.
If there's one thing we love more about than the Broncos winning, it's seeing more games of Rocket League. The 50-50 is going to go toward Boise State's corner here. LC Curl is going to be there to try to clear it out, but Brando there is able to outplay him. Ace Pocket comes in. Z-Fly there, a scary situation in front of Boise State's goal. Ace Pocket is going to try to clear it out, goes up and to the right. Now Z-Fly and Brando are near the ball, but they both miss, allowing Ace Pocket to try to make an offensive play here. It gets cleared back toward Boise State's side of the goal. No one on goal. Cosmo Buster there with an easy save is going to be able to push it back. Can they make an offensive play? Ace Pocket is going to redirect, though he gets demoed. That is going to be bad news for Boise State. If Full Sail can make an offensive play in the next couple of seconds, they are not going to be able to. So Boise State is now back up to full strength. No real action here, though, in the first minute we're seeing here, Fish.
Yeah, not at all, but we are seeing a lot of pressure on the Broncos goal. The Armada definitely keeping the Broncos from, I think, even getting a shot on goal in that first minute. Right now, Boise State happy to clear the ball away, Jolly, but they haven't found that offensive pressure that got them 4 goals in game 1.
Not quite, but it did take them a little bit to get there as well. And Full Sail doing a great job of focusing the boost. And as we talk, about no goal in the first minute. Ace Pocket decides to change that and put one on the board for Boise State all on his lonesome.
This was just a great shot, a misplay by Full Sail not being able to get the ball, but Ace Pocket was right there, ready to answer. The Broncos are 1-0, a little over a minute into the game. We're going to see the 50-50. It's a little dead in the middle of the zone. Elsie Coro is going to be there to follow it up. It goes towards Full Sail's goal. Can they follow up? Elsie Coro tried to follow up there. Cosmo Buster is going to push it back. Can he get a good redirect there? Not quite. That's going to allow Full Sail to go back to the center. Ace Pocket is going to try to keep this play alive, and looks like the Broncos are going to reset a little, try to hang off on the aggression there, see if they can't get a little more boost and plan their next play. Oh, toward the goal, Boise State. A great save by LC Coro. That was very scary. Thankfully, it's going over toward Full Sail University's goal. Cosmo Buster finishes up. No, it's going to go up into the right. Ace Pocket there with the follow-up, trying to get it in front of the goal for someone else to knock it in. LC Coro, is he going to redirect this? No, Brando is going to be right there to answer that. Ace Pocket pushes us up again towards the goal. Do not count them out. Cosmo Buster here. I saw it. You saw it. He was right there, ready to answer. Boise State goes 2-0.
Almost a save there from Full Sail, and now they're going to have to put that pedal to the metal, as 2 is a much steeper mountain to climb than the one they were looking at. And that's going to be 1 point per minute here for Boise State. That's an all right routine to stick by. Full Sail University needs to focus on grabbing those boosts again, and they need to focus on the aggressive plays. My goodness, Ace Pocket finds yet another. I was going to say their defense has been relatively good this game, but they're looking a little clustered, though.
Yeah, it really feels like once the wheels fall off the bus for Full Sail, they just fall off completely there. That one quick first goal and then just 2 back-to-back for the Broncos. The Armada really need to regroup because it felt like they were playing so strong until that last minute, and then just everything is falling apart. And the Broncos, once again, Jim Mountain, have offensive pressure.
They definitely do have offensive pressure. Is someone going to be able to answer it here? Ace Pocket with a shot on goal. Z-Fly able to get a last-minute save, and the Broncos are just relentless here with LC Coro. He does it again. 4-0 for the Broncos. Look at this. Z-Fly gets the save. Then Cosmo Buster pushes it around. LC Coro right there to answer. Broncos were so quick. Z-Fly tried to go in there, but he was way too late. The Broncos are playing so good right there with the rotations and, frankly, the speed they're playing at.
And Full Sail is so close to clicking. You can tell that it is really just a miscommunication thing. Boise State, when we hear the players up there, all 3 of them are screaming at the same time. They're all confirming what one another says, as well as making their own calls here. And Full Sail is just kind of clustering. They're going for the same thing at the same time instead of focusing on those rotations. And Boise State is just so clean on those right now. Full Sail is doing a good job of keeping this one on Boise State's side. And as I say that, Cosmo Buster finds a clear there. Ace Pocket in the corner is going to attempt a redirect. Brando actually sets that one up for the rest of his team. But Boise State does seem to be in full control when this ball gets cleared.
A bit of a redirect there. It looked like Jenga could have gotten a nicer redirect there, but the angle wasn't quite right. Now Boise State's going to go right back to what they're doing best, putting offensive pressure, although no one there to answer it. Ace Pocket there finally comes around, knocks it around to the corner. There are 2 near the ball on Full Sail. Can Boise State play around them? Elsie Coro with a shot on goal. A little bit of a bad bounce there around the goalpost, was able to save that for Full Sail University, but it would be a nail in the coffin if Boise State could score a 5th goal in this match. Elsie Coro trying to do the redirect. Jenga saves it right there. But this offensive pressure has been crazy, Fish. The Broncos have not been letting out one bit. AC Gockett trying to get a shot on goal there, but Full Sail is now committed to full defense. But when you're committed to full defense, you can't go offense, Fish.
No, you can't. Just like that. Elsie Coro, that might be the dagger. 5-0. All by his kind of a Cosmo Buster, nice pass, but look, he's going to play 2 Armada members just look silly. That's embarrassing.
They, just not in the right place. Somebody was not quite far back enough on the defense there for Armada. Boise State constantly, no matter how much pressure they have on offense, they do always have somebody at least at that half-field line. Very close. We can see their Ace Pocket, the one all the way in that defender's box. We're creeping down to 1 minute, and Boise State still wants to put more marks on the board. We've seen double-digit games. It's rude, but they've done it before.
I don't want to, say this is over because that's the caster's curse, but on that 50-50 ball.
Look at this! I told you, Ace Pocket!
Right over Z-Fly's head. That one's gotta hurt.
It almost feels like Full Sail is just sort of giving up on this game. before that goal on the 50-50, I think it was Brando. He didn't even move. He gave it over to Boise State for free. I don't know if he was trying to work something out, but it does feel like there's a lot of tilt on the side of Full Sail.
I was just going to say, I think I constantly talk about how this is by far the tiltiest game. You have a set timer. No other game restricts you to that specifically like Rocket League does. Brando, though, is going to find one there for Full Sail University. They're not going to take 0 for an answer. No goose eggs yet today. 40 seconds on the clock. 5 is a lot steeper than 2 there. But this is a tilty game. This is one of those that is really difficult to come back from, especially if you recognize that the other team might just have more skill than you. Sometimes it comes to a situation like that where the Boise State players are kind of showing off a little bit. They're carrying and dribbling the ball across like they're on their own, right there like Ace Pocket, making shots like this. It just gets to be kind of unfair. And you know what? It's okay to tilt a little bit.
It can be okay to tilt a little bit. We've also seen teams come back after they've had a little bit of time between matches to cool down, readjust their strategy. So don't count Full Sail out. Another shot on goal. Rando's going to be able to save that. There are 10 seconds left in this match, and Boise State with such a huge lead has got to be so confident right now. All they have to do is keep this ball out of their goal. Even if Full Sail scored a goal, it's not going to make that much of a difference. This ball is going to hit the ground, and that's going to be the second game for Boise State out of this best-of-5 match. Hit the ground already. There you go. Boise State takes it 2-0. They are at match point. If they can win this next game, they will be going on to the next round.
Not only that, but sitting in first seed and staying there. Their butts are not going anywhere. Not unless Full Sail can say something about it here. They still do have an opportunity. It's best of 5. Match point is kind of intimidating, though, so the Armada needs to, get themselves together, really collect their mentalities here, and go into this one with a strong mindset.
This has been a great match. Boise State Esports versus Full Sail Armada in this NACE Rocket League final. They have been on fire. And Fish, the question I toss to you is, what can Full Sail Armada do to unseat Boise State? The same question kind of exists, but also now Full Sail Armada has so much momentum going against them. How do you come back from that mentally? We talked a little bit of that on Tilt. How do you come back from that?
I mean, you've got to take the 20 seconds that we give these players between games, and you've just got to calm it all down. You got to throw it out the window. You can't win 3 games at once. It doesn't matter if Full Sail wins this game 25-0. Those goals don't carry over. So they've got to just win one game at a time. Pretend that nothing else is going to happen. We play this one game, we see what's going to happen, because you can't think about our tournament lives could be over, our semester could be over. If there's any seniors, this could be the last game they play. You got to throw all that out. You just got to win game 3.
And that's where, it is okay to tilt, yeah, but you have to learn where you can control some of it. And taking a step back, going into that 5 minutes, knowing it is a completely new 5 minutes. That is the one nice thing about having those restricted time rounds there. 5 minutes means you can go to the next one completely fresh, clean slate. It's tough to do with match point, but we know you guys have it in you there for Full Sail.
We are going to be taking a look at a couple of replays here. Obviously, the third match isn't going to go that fast. You know what? You don't need to see a replay to know that Boise State absolutely dominated that game. Here we go into the third match. CLC Curl pushing this right back toward Full Sail University. The Broncos looking to start off where they left off in game 2. They're going to push it toward the goal. And LC Curl immediately off the bat, not even 10 seconds into it. Let's take a look at this again. You see Cosmo Buster coming up the right side, and LC Curl is right there to answer him. Such a beautiful redirect past 2 of Full Sail University.
I can hear Chizu behind me shouting, they have families, they have people
families.
To go home
That
to.
is disgusting.
They have loved ones. That's disgusting.
Look at that!
And as we say it, Boise State again, so unrelenting. LC Coral might have taken the first one. Ace Pocket says, all right, this one's going to go over to me.
I'm going to fulfill the role of Chizu here. Boise State, go to your rooms. You are grounded. That is just rude.
Just give him 30 seconds where you're not, doing that.
Don't do that. A simple task, but hopefully the Full Sail University can come back from that. But Boise State is pushing this right to where they've been, and you saw all 3 near the goal for Full Sail University, but it's still not going to be enough. This is insane. 30 seconds 3 goals, an average of 1 goal per 10 seconds, not even that.
You never know. In the next 5 seconds, they could make another one, which would still be in the 30 seconds. So, you got to give them that.
Fish, can you believe what you're seeing here?
No, I cannot. This is incredible. This is something you're not expecting to see. I mean, this is the round of 16 in the NACE tournament. You're expecting back and forth games, overtime, maybe even game 5. As we are going to see, Jenga isn't going to give quite up yet. The Armada going to keep the pressure on, but I have no words right now, Gem Mountain, that it's 3-0 and Boise State's on match point.
You still don't give up at this point, that's for sure, though. You got 4 minutes left in the game.
4 minutes and 4 goals.
I'm trying to inspire
tried.
them, okay? I'm giving it my best shot. The Broncos are not making this easy, okay? Still 4 minutes, 7 seconds. 4 on there. That's going to be what? 2 for LC Coro, 2 for Ace Pocket. Cosmos just setting everything up for them. Full Sail, it's so hard to not tilt at this point, but you've got another 4 minutes that you have to play this game. You have to make the best of it. Focusing on taking those boosts away from Boise State is going to be step 1, and there you go, Z-Fly. That little bit of inspiration does help out.
It can be so nice to get a little bit of gas in your tank here. Z-Fly with a great redirect there. LC Kuro and Ace Pocket both tried to save it just a little bit too late. And Fish, do you think that's going to be enough momentum for Full Sail University?
I don't know if it's enough momentum right away, as we're going to see LC Kuro right off the 50-50 ball. Almost a repeat of we saw earlier. Cosmo Buster finishes it up. I think LC Kuro might have helped out Full Sail University there, but now there's nobody back for the Broncos. Z-Fly not able to center it. It almost feels like Gem Mountain, Boise State's sort of helping there, maybe getting a little bit too risky with some of these plays. You're up 3 goals. You don't need a triple commit for your 5th goal, as nice as it would look on the scoreboard.
Well, when we talk about tilt, the other side of that coin is overconfidence, and you do not want to be too confident in how you play. But if they get a goal here, they have a right to be confident. Not quite. It's going to bounce off the crossbar. Brando is going to clear this back out toward the center. Ace Pocket tries to get a redirect there. Brando is there to push it back. Cosmo Buster back toward the goal. Full Sail University is doing everything they can to defend against this, and they cannot afford another goal made by Boise State University. Off to the left side of the field. Now it's going to go back to Full Sail University's corner, and in how much orange I've been seeing this match, I can tell you that it's been in Full Sail University's half the most of the time. Even now, there are not a lot of people to follow that. Z-Fly is going to make me eat my words. Almost a goal there, but LC Kuro is going to clear this back, and despite that amazing start that we've seen, we haven't seen any more real offensive moves by the Broncos so far, Jolly.
I think they're laying up a little bit, you know, and not to say that Full Sail has not been doing very, very well with their gameplay. They have been improving for sure. I do think Boost has been their biggest Achilles heel in all of this. Z-Fly with a good shot on goal there. Ace Pocket's going to try to follow it up, but look at that. It looks like Full Sail is being much more aggressive here. A lot of these plays they cannot commit to, though, because they don't have the boost to do so, and it's either because they're stuck in their goal box defending, or they just used it to get the ball to the other side. Ace Pocket now is sitting at 0, so he's going to have to lay off of that commit for just a little bit.
Oh, a little to the left of the goal. For those of you who don't know, or maybe just joining us or are new to Rocket League, when we talk about boost, we are talking those glowing yellow balls in the field, and that definitely helped Full Sail University get the goal there. Z-Fly is going to be credited with that goal. Just a nice redirect from all the way from Full Sail University side. Bounces off the wall, and Ace Pocket. Oh, I was going to talk about how great a play that was from Full Sail University, but an assist from Ace Pocket there in the own goal is going to be unfortunate.
Actually, LC Koro to Ace Pocket. It was a pass. I mean, there were more than 3 members on Full Sail's side that play.
Indeed. Quickly finish my thought. The boosts that we're talking about are those yellow growing. I am not going to be able to finish my thought tonight at all, because Boise State is just going to keep scoring, keeping up those momentum. I'm going to say it really quick here. Those little yellow circles that you see on the ground, they give the players boost. With boost, you get to go faster, and that helps you win games. Okay, I finished my thought.
I mean, but is boost really that important, Jem?
I think it is. You need to go fast.
Boost is, yes, as I always say, the top 3 things about this game are communication, boost management, and rotation. Stop talking to my ear. I can't think. Boost management, rotation, and communication. There they are. Then my brain can work.
Everything's just been going so fast on an open goal. 6-2. And this is the house of cards completely falling for Full Sail University, completely overcommitted. Their last person, Jenga, committed on that ball when he should have been back doing defense, and that left a wide open net to make this a 6-2 game for Boise State.
Well, Jim Mountain, I'll come to the defense of Full Sail since they don't have one. At this point, you have to overcommit. It's 5-2. There's a minute 20 left. You can't have a goalie back and expect to get. Well, before it was 6-2. You can't have somebody
7-2.
back as they're
Oh.
going to see another shot on goal.
Casters don't do that.
No, I mean, Boise State wants to keep the pressure up. You want to let the rest of the tournament know when they see the scoreboard afterwards how dominant you were over a 3-seeded team, which usually is not this dominant.
They have been more rude. We'll leave it at that. They have been far more rude. I think I said tonight we've seen double digits. I wasn't joking. We've definitely seen double digits on this team. And sad to say that the other team had maybe one or two. It's usually how it goes when it is one-sided in this game. And that's when it comes down to the micro and the macro of this game. And these players really know how to work the micro.
They definitely do, and it seems Full Sail University is just stumbling and stuttering. You can see them fumbling around the ball a little more, not quite being as accurate as you would expect them to. I do think it is tilt playing into this, and with only 20 seconds left, it looks like they are going to be looking at the end of their season. Hopefully, but I'm not going to make any guarantees because I don't want to let out the caster's curse here. Around the corner, Boise State is going to look to nail this home with maybe a 7th goal. Can they do it? Almost. Ace Pocket's going to be there. There he goes with Cosmo Buster, 7-2.
Ouch.
That summed it up best, Jolly.
I know, ouch.
That's rough.
I mean, no one in the goal there for Full Sail University. Boise State is just dancing around them.
But Boise State has been in this exact position. I think Mizzou was one of the teams that did this to Boise State. And there's no way when somebody, when you're going against a team that is this calculated, that is this clean in their play. I mean, we're seeing full stops to pass off to a player above their own head. This is just ridiculous. This is something you cannot prevent happening to yourself. So the fact that Full Sail has 2 on board, they've done a great job in this one. Going up against the #1 seed, you got to commend them.
A great match for Boise State University. Give it up for your Broncos. They are moving on to the best of 8 round. This is going to be great for them as we continue these playoffs. Boise State was so dominant in this matchup against Full Sail Armada. The Broncos really took it to them to this game and had some amazing plays. And Fish, Jolly, as we're talking about this, we have one more squad for Boise State coming up. We have the Bronco squad and we have the Busters squad, cleverly named. And do you think we'll be able to see the same kind of momentum with the other squad, which we're going to be getting to real soon after this game?
If they continue with the momentum that they've had recently, yes, because I was gone for a weekend. I was sick for a weekend, and they were like 6-3, and I come back, and now they're the #3 seed, sitting at 9-3. So they have just been on a ridiculous streak as of late. I do think they can carry on that momentum. This being the final round, though, of this 16-part bracket, it's going to be a little risky. I think they have it in them.
As we are seeing on the screen, that is the side of the squad you just saw that the Broncos, the #1 seed, will be advancing to the round 4, so the last round of this bracket, but there's definitely more to come. As Jim Mountain said, it is the best of 8. They'll be playing the winner of Shawnee State and Park Esports there. The Busters hoping to do the same and join them in a different bracket, 4 different brackets to make up all 64 teams. But yeah, they can carry the momentum over. It should be fantastic. They are playing a St. Clair team that actually beat them. Maybe, Jolly, when you were talking about where things weren't as clear for this Buster squad. So we should be in for a much tighter game, but seeing what you just saw on stage from the Buster squad, that has to empower you. Wouldn't shock me if we see an early goal from them when they have all this momentum, all this crowd noise behind them.
Hopefully we can keep the momentum up, and we will be back. We are going to take a very short break and be back with the second game. Can the Broncos continue their playoffs hopes with their second squad?